All right, here's a drone video we've been excited about. This is a 5.5 acre property with the creek at Cedar Gap Hollow. We're checking out the creek right there. It flows directly across the property for over 250 feet. And it's not the dividing line. You actually own both sides of the creek. That's the existing campsite. I guess call it the old campsite. Some people had used this for a couple years, I believe. It was leased out for a couple years. And the stuff that you see was apparently abandoned, and this video was taken recently, so it's giving you a good look at the property. Check out the ground video for a better look at that stuff. It looks like basic camping type stuff. There might be something usable there might not, but there it is. So now we're looking northerly. The road you see borders the property along the entire south side for about 265 feet. As we go north, you can see the driveway, the white truck, the existing campsite, then the tree line. Within the trees, you have the creek. You cross over the creek, and then it starts to rise up. We're still looking straight north. Look at that glade area about halfway up the hill. That's directly on the property. Gorgeous natural glade area with cedar trees and open area. It continues to rise after that glade. There's actually a smaller glade that you can't see yet toward the north end of the property. And then the very north side will border what we call the upper easement road. So lower easement road that you saw, and then upper easement road. That was a close-up view of the glade. Really your main access is probably that lower easement road. The upper easement road is generally just in really, really rough shape. Okay, so we just saw that larger glade, and now he's found the other glade. So two separate private glades on this property. That is really, really cool. We might even have a ground video taken from one of the glades. And this video was taken kind of an early springtime video. Not all of the trees have their leaves on them, but several do. That's the upper road. So that borders the north side of the property. And now we're looking basically westerly. Whoop. And the glade area. And now we're going to gain a little altitude, and we're going to be looking southerly over the property. So we saw it from the south end looking north. Now we are over the north end. We're looking south. You can actually see the two glades. You can see the white truck, and then you can see the road. That's the lower easement road in the distance. You absolutely do want a four-wheel drive for any tract at Cedar Gap Hollow. These roads are four-wheel drive roads. This one is actually more private than quite a few of them. This is back toward the northwest corner of Cedar Gap Hollow. It's a pretty good shot there. Now that we're looking south, that road that you see at the bottom, the upper road, that goes past the property a few hundred feet and just dead ends back there. So very little traffic on the upper road. Very little traffic on any roads at Cedar Gap Hollow. But that upper road does end just a few hundred feet past the property. Flying back down, I don't know if we'll get a good look at the creek or not when the leaves start to come out. On this particular spot, there are some massive trees over the creek, so check out the ground video to get a better look at the creek probably than we'll get with the drone here. You're going to find mostly hardwood trees on this property. Red oak, white oak, hickory trees. We've seen plenty of sycamore trees. We've seen black walnut trees out here in this area. A lot of different trees. And then as far as softwoods, you're going to have cedar trees on those glades. Oh, look at that. There's a good shot of the creek. That is really pretty. That water's flowing nicely too. This is almost definitely going to be a seasonal creek or a wet weather creek. We've been out here at times when the water really hasn't been running. That bright white tree that you see, that's a sycamore, or the very light green, I guess, tree that you see, that's a sycamore. ancient creek bed. The guys have found tons of fossils in this creek bed. They have found a couple different arrowheads out at Cedar Gap Hollow. I don't know if they have found them in this creek bed or not. We tend to find more arrowheads on the level areas above the creek, so maybe about where that campsite is. So now looking at the southern part, I believe that campsite is actually 100 feet off the center line of the road. So it should be okay on the setback. You might want to double check that. But that might also be a nice place if you wanted to build instead. Or you could build up toward the north side, but keep in mind it's going to be probably a little harder to access. Just because that road does go up a hill to get to that north part of the property. But there you have it, really special property. Surveyed 5.572 acres. InstantAcres.com is where you can go to check availability and to see a ton of other information on this property if it's available. So yeah, InstantAcres.com. Owner financing on everything we sell on our website. No credit checks. Super easy sales process. You can check it out in detail by going to the website. Once again, that's InstantAcres.com.